Hey, everybody. Happy New Year. It's Greg again. It's another edition of Unbreakable podcast. Why am I looking at the date? I know it's January 1st. It's New Year's Day, 2026. We're here. The centennial, whatever, 250 years anniversary of our country. Listen, the same old lang syne, probably my favorite New Year's song of all. There aren't many New Year's songs. The great Dan Fogelberg. He said this song was true. It's about an old girlfriend that he bumped into at a 7-Eleven in Peoria, Illinois, where he grew. And if you listen to the words, it's all true. In fact, he said there's some stuff in there he didn't include. Yeah, that's some personal stuff. It's none of our business. But anyway, it's a great song. How did you spend your New Year's? Did you go out? Did you stay in? I know one thing. New Year's Eve is apparently the best day, the best night for children to be conceived. I'm just saying. You watch around September the 1st, later this year, there'll be a bunch of babies. You just well, we just hung out. I watched the great Diana Ross on TV. Boy, did she look good. She looked great. What is she, like 82? Alexa, that's enough. Stop. Take so much. Diana Ross, 82 years old, looked great. She had this red outfit, kind of like me, although why is the Phillies? Diana Ross had this red outfit, like a little Red Riding Hood. And she was out there in the cold. Oh, my God, doing a lot of her hits, a melody of her hits. I'm coming up. I want the world to know. Got to let you up. And she had this long curly hair, just like you remember, like when she was hanging around with the Jacksons. And you remember Diana Ross with the Supremes. Can't give me love. Oh, we just got to wait, baby love, my baby love. It's not in the name of love. Before you break my heart, to get over, to get over. Great, Motown stuff. Diana Ross and the Supreme. And then she went solo, and she did you know where you're going to? Do you like the things that life are showing you? Where are you going to? Do you know? All kinds of great hits. You know what? Maybe she's coming back. Maybe, just maybe, Diana Ross is going to come back in the 80s. Remember I told you, it's not the 80s. It's 2026. I'm living in the past. Maybe she's coming back this year. And because that's what a lot of these artists do. They show up on New Year's Eve. You don't see them for a long time. They come out of the woodwork and you say, oh, there's Diana Ross. I haven't seen her in ages. And all of a sudden, she has this big comeback. She goes on this massive tour and where she sings her hits. And it's like, yeah, it's like anything when you're away from it for a long time, you miss it. And when she comes back, it's like, oh, she's like new again. So my prediction is Diana Ross is going to come back in 2026. She's going to be big. And then I had some other people on New Year's Eve. I don't know these people. Who are these people? The only people I know are Pitbull. Pitbull's been around. The aforementioned Diana Ross, my Carey, Diana Carey, whatever the name time. What was it, like Diva night? Or the New Year's Eve? Diva. Anyway, so it was good. That's the way to ring in the new year. The hell with 2025. You know what? To me, we're living, we're doing okay. We're doing okay. We came through the pandemic, right? We're doing good. We're here on the other side. But to me, 2025 was sort of, not a drama, not a stuff. It didn't need to be. I think 2026 is going to be better. And you know what? I was doing, I don't know if you guys were doing, the Twilight Zone marathon is currently occurring. In fact, I took time out of the Twilight Zone marathon to come on and do this podcast. And the Twilight Zone, what a great show. You get any poll, anything of the greatest TV shows in the history of TV, the Twilight Zone is almost always going to end up in the top 5 or top 10 shows of all time. It's like my favorite. And Rod Serling is like the best writer, the best host. And if you watch it, he's always got that silhouette, what presenting these and he always shows up. Let's say that the story starts off in a restaurant, right? Or then the camera pans to the side, and there's Rod Serling sitting alone in the booth. So, just presenting the Twilight Zone. So, he was a great man. I admire him. So he is my literal hero. I read my short stories, which kind of have twists and turns, like the Twilight Zone episodes. I think of Rod Serling. I think he channeled him from above. And he was a great writer. He was brilliant, just brilliant. So whenever the Twilight Zone marathons, it usually around New Year's, New Year's. Sometimes it's one around the 4th of July too. I always try to watch it. You have favorite episodes. Like last night, I saw Billy Bubby, the little kid, in It's a Good Life. You're a bad man. You're a very bad man. Like that Billy Bubby is this little 6-year-old kid who's a monster. The other one I like is Burgess Meredith. He's in the Time Enough to Last, where he likes to read books and he never has time. And then there's a nuclear war, and he's the only man left on Earth, and he finally has time to read all the books he wants to read. But spoiler alert, at the end, his glasses break and he can't read. Oh, that's so sad. Oh my God, that's so heartbreaking. But what a twist, huh? The best Twilight Zone episodes are the ones with a little twist at the end that kind of drives the knife in there, and you don't see it coming, you don't expect it. Those are the best ones, the best. So I'm enjoying my Twilight Zone marathon, and this is going to last. It was playing all day yesterday, all day today. It'll play until I think 3:00, and I think the final episode of the marathon this year is the one with Robert Redford, where Robert Redford plays Death. And he meets this old woman, and an old lady brings a man who thinks he's a wounded policeman, and he's really Death. He's come to get him and take them to the afterlife. So, most of the Twilight Zone episodes in the blog. There's some of them are kind of like crazy. And it's like, and they were bad, but when they were good, they were good. So, some good episodes to go. William Shatner is still living, he's still with us. Julie Newmar, she's still with us still. She was little Twilight Zone episodes. These old actors. You watch the Twilight Zone. The thing is, even if you don't put the stories, you watch it and see having those old actors. Jack Klugman was in the play through. You name it. All familiar faces. Burgess Meredith was in a couple of them. Jonathan Winners. You just remember all these about books. They all kind of started it out in the Twilight Zone, because when that series ran in the late 50s to early 60s, it was one of the best shows around, and everybody wanted to be on the Twilight Zone with Mr. Matsuno. So that's how I'm spending my New Year's. I hope you guys are doing well, getting over your hangover there. In fact, it is, of course, we know it's the first, and today is officially Bloody Mary Day and Hangover Day. Duh, I guess it would be. So anyway, college football's on today. I'm not really into college football, but it's okay. It's okay. I'm waiting for the pros. The Eagles play Sunday. Looks like they're not going to play a lot of their starters. Looks like Tanner McKee is going to quarterback the Eagles. Now, Tanner McKee could beat Washington by himself. I mean, this is a great backup quarterback. I mean, he wasn't playing backup for the Eagles. He would most likely be starting for one of the teams. Eagles have that advantage. They ever want to cash in their chips and get some extra picks or something, they have Tanner McKee that they can trade away with. He's a good backup. I mean, Jalen Hurts never gets hurt, God forbid. Tanner McKee can step right in and do a great job. I was reading a little something about this Tanner McKee. Tanner McKee, in case you don't know, had a case about melanoma when he was only 16 years old. And he had a mole on top of his head that was malignant. And they took the mole out. Thank God they got all the cancer before it spread. And he's doing fine. But Tanner McKee is a lesson in life now because he always wears sunscreen when he's practicing, anytime. He wears a bucket hat, makes sure his face is covered, long sleeves on his shirts, even in summertime. I mean, he had a stone. And he knows he's very, very lucky that cancer did not spread. So he is protecting himself now. And he is urging you to protect yourself too from the sun. It's nice to get a suntan and stuff. Everybody wants to look good. But is it worth it? I mean, if you get cancer, you're not going to last it if it spreads, So I'd rather have a pale face and live another 30, 40 years than have melanoma. So anyway, especially if you're fair skinned like me, you gotta take precautions before you go out. So. But it was a very interesting article about Tanner and the battle he went through having melanoma and coming out of it okay. But he is a lesson for now other people to protect their stems. Very interesting. Last weekend in the regular season, got some key games. Baltimore at Pittsburgh. That's going to determine the division, AFC North. Carolina and Tampa Bay are playing to determine the NFC South. Some big games. Seattle and San Francisco. That game's really going to determine who the Eagles play in the first round of the playoffs, which is next weekend. Can you believe the playoffs are next weekend already? Eagles are going to have a home game. We don't know which day. Saturday or Sunday. Home game. Who are they going to play? The Rams, the 49ers, or the Seahawks? Maybe the Green Bay Packers. We don't know yet until the games shake out this weekend. Then we'll know who the Eagles are playing next week. Let's hope. They are saying it's going to be a little bit of a warm-up here in the Northeast. So chances are, depending on the day, it actually may be nice in the 50s for that playoff game. Me, I want it to be cold. I want it to be snowy. I want it to be windy because a lot of these teams coming in, especially like the LA Rams, they're not used to playing in cold. They're not used to playing in indoors. And if you get them in those elements, Northeast elements, the Eagles have a better chance of winning the God is on their side. God is, but it is what it is, right? I mean, if it's a nice day, Eagles just gonna have to kick the Rams' ass anyway, right? I mean, it's the way it's going to be. So I think the Eagles have a good chance, despite their woes, especially offensively. With that defense, they have a good chance to get back to the Super Bowl. I really do. But who's going to stop? The Rams, yeah. The 49ers, yeah. The Seahawks, yeah. The Green Bay Packers, uh, who's going to stop them, right? Get to the Super Bowl. Who knows who we're going to play? The Bills again. My prediction before the season started was Eagles, Ravens. That still could come true, but the Ravens have to win this weekend against the Steelers just to get in the play. Eagles, Bills again? We certainly know it's not going to be Eagles, Chiefs. Those poor Chiefs are sitting that in there. So, all right, everybody. Well, Happy New Year to you. I just wanted to come on and wish you guys a Happy New Year. And I'll be back again. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Saturday. We're going to talk about the playoff games. We're going to talk about that Eagles game Sunday. Kind of a meaningless game. The Eagles still could get the number 2 seed if they beat Washington and the Bears lose at home to the Lions. I don't think that's going to happen. But you never know, right? Eagles get the 2 seed, everything changes. So I'll have to keep it up. All right, everybody. Happy New Year. Have a great day. Can you believe the holidays are almost over? Oh my God. We're going to take our tree down. Yeah. Back to the grind of everyday life. And you know how I feel. Holidays are over. Let's just rip the calendar report. Let's go right to April 1st. Right from New Year's Day to April 1st. I mean, February's got some good stuff in it, you know, Valentine's Day, the Super Bowl, then and March too, St. Patty's Day. But to me, I'd rather do it to April 1st. The days are getting longer, the days are getting warmer, baseball is starting up. You got the NFL draft, you got the hockey playoffs, the basketball teams. It's a great time of the year to be a sports fan and just to be alive. Spring is in the end, and it is great. I can't wait for it. Oh. So we'll endure and we'll get through long, dreary, dark January. And we'll do it together. I'll be here with you. Everybody, Happy New Year. Take care. Peace and love. See you soon. Bye-bye.